How good does it feel to put up just a whopping performance like that?
It feels overdue more than anything. Honestly, if we'd played better last week or the last time we were at home, it'd probably feel a little bit better. It's more a bit of a relief, confirms what we've always thought we're capable of doing, really what we knew we were capable of doing, and getting back on that page. But we're not going to feel too good about ourselves after that one. Probably not Vancouver's best effort, and we're going to have a challenge coming up with Calgary. They always play us tough, huge rivalry, so immediately our focus is on that, and that's a big one for us.
Next, the upcoming match with Calgary, and that's going to be huge for you guys heading forward down the stretch run here. But to put up 17, that's got to feel great for the offense to boost them up. But you guys hold them to 7 points on defense. You guys get the offense without sacrificing the defense. How big is that for the confidence heading forward?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we were good in both ends of the floor tonight. But you know what? I'm looking at a couple of their goals and saying, we made mistakes out there, so there's always room to improve. And again, focusing on Calgary, it's going to be tough to hold, Dane Dobie alone to 7 goals, let alone the rest of their offense. So we'll have our hands full. We're not going into it, with our heads too big. We know it's going to be a big test for us.
So after last week, just the fact that you guys were in the same situation, you guys were up by 4 and really almost had this thing on cruise control at halftime. Was the talk coming into the locker room that we're going for the kill now, we're stepping on their throat and ending this game?
Yeah, that was a message. I went out there and Keenan reminded us at halftime, and then I just said, boys, people are watching what happens here to start this second half. Are we gonna turn this into bad habits or have it define us this season where we can't close games out, or are we gonna show our character, gonna close a game out and exactly step on a throat when we could? And I think we came out right away and scored our first shift or like in the first minute or something like that, and we just kind of rolled from there. So I was happy, good response coming out of halftime and playing a full 60 tonight.
I know the last time that this happened, you guys had to stew on this. I remember talking afterwards, having to stew on that loss, to be able to turn around in a week to get right back at it and put up a 10-point win. How much better is that feeling compared to when you went through it last time?
It's great. I mean, listen, you complain about scheduling because it's tough to get in a rhythm at the start of the year. We're 10 games in now, and we got I think 7 weeks in a row to finish the season. A bye somewhere in there wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but it is nice that we get to be going every single week here. You see, like you said, you don't have to sit on those tough games, and it's just nice to be playing lacrosse. Our guys want to play, and it's nice to be getting to go every weekend. It's a fun group, and we have fun together, so yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Even with this snowfall warning that was hit with the city, to get this kind of support out here, even coming off the loss, to have the crowd going crazy, to see the 17-goal performance, how does that feel for the guys in the room coming in after
It was great. We always get, well, I shouldn't say we always get, but guys were talking. We're worried about attendance a little bit. It's 1-3 at home, and laying real stinkers and not the most exciting games, low scoring affairs and stuff like that. So it was good to get a nice one for the fans who had to battle the elements to get here. And home floor is such an advantage for us, and the fans are great. They're loud, and it's it's challenging for the opposing team. Like we encounter it in some opposing teams' barns, and when the momentum gets going, it's hard enough to stop a good team. But when the crowd's into it on top of it, you can't hear each other talk, let alone barely hear yourself think out there. It helps with things. So it's great that we're able to do that, and hopefully, they're back in a couple weeks from now.
I know you're a big team guy, and it's tough to maybe look at your own accomplishments, but 5 goals already this season. How are you feeling about your offensive prowess right now?
I don't know. I'm just trying to keep pace with Mass. He's doing really well. Honestly, I thought last year, to be quite frank, our back end didn't do enough to help our O out in transition, and it really does help our O out, taking the pressure off of them. And I think you see that when they don't feel like they're the only offensive production, they play a little looser, and it just leads to them producing more. So it sucks because sort of when they need us in transition, we're not going, and it was nice that both were going, but one really takes the pressure off the other. So it's beautiful when the D can chip in, and it was nice. We had guys on our D chipping in, and a lot of guys just hustling on the bench that were leading to our O guys scoring, but our D guys did a good job in transition tonight.